I'm Ryan Wenke. I'm the CEO of the Prospector, and here we are in our beautiful movie theater, the Prospector Theater. We are a nonprofit, and our mission is to improve the quality of life for people with disabilities through meaningful employment. And we do that through operating a movie theater. We have a gourmet popcorn factory that we just opened in Ridgefield as well.
Awesome.
And we're showing the world that those of us with disabilities are capable of working in in-demand job skills.
That's awesome. How did this idea come to be?
Yeah, so our founder and visionary, her name's Valerie Jensen. She has a sister, Hope, with Down syndrome. So she grew up firsthand seeing the challenges that her sister would have. And she often says, I went on a long bus to go a short way to school, and my sister Hope went on a short bus to go a long way to school. Everything was separated. The thinking back in the 70s was if you had a child with a disability, put them in a mental institution and try again. She really, through a Special Olympics party when she was a kid, saw kind of the excitement that came from people with and without disabilities playing sports together and having a great time. She became a teacher, moved to Ridgefield, and then when she was in Ridgefield, she volunteered at a organization where she would put on plays, direct films with community members that had disabilities. And so through this process, she realized that everybody was always available to rehearse, no matter what time it was. And it's because nobody had jobs.
Yeah.
So the building we're in now used to be the original Ridgefield Playhouse in the 1930s. And so, and back before the theater opened, this building was going to be demolished and make room for more parking lot space.
Yeah.
So she kind of had this aha moment of, this building used to be a movie theater. I know that my friends with disabilities that I direct plays with and make movies with, they all love films.
Yeah.
They don't have jobs. The town of Ridgefield doesn't have a movie theater, so it kind of all clicked for her, and she's like, we need to do this. And so she was the spark. And her sister Hope works here,
awesome.
which is wonderful. And we've been open for almost 12 years now. We've employed over 350 prospects, the name of each and every one of us. We've paid over $40 million of payroll since opening.
Oh my gosh.
And we've sold over a million tickets.
That's amazing. Yeah. Part of the idea for it being a movie theater was that originally this was a movie theater. I guess when I think of providing jobs, the movie theater isn't the first thing that comes to mind. Were there other reasons why it had to be a movie theater?
Yeah, I think the beauty of a movie theater is that there's so many jobs that can exist, right? You can sell tickets, you can pop popcorn, you can usher, you have cleaning, and then we go beyond that, right? We have a cafe downstairs. We have a video production team where we make our own video content before the movies and our social media content. We do our own landscaping. I mentioned gourmet popcorn. So it was a very approachable business, right? Again, everybody has a favorite movie. It's kind of a common ground. And it's also a customer-facing business, which was very important. We wanted to have a business that people with disabilities were in the spotlight. We're not in back rooms stocking shelves away from the public. So you come in and you see us sparkle, you see us shine, and it helps to debunk those stereotypes that people with disabilities are only capable of pushing shopping carts, right? So it made sense from a business perspective at the time. Running a movie theater is tumultuous,
yes, of course.
in general,
especially
especially post-pandemic. We often joke that we're in the popcorn business, not the movie business. But that's also why we grew our gourmet popcorn and have that factory that is it's 5,000 square feet in Ridgefield, and we're shipping gourmet popcorn all across the country. We're in major grocers.
Awesome.
And it's a way for people to experience our mission without needing to come to little quaint Ridgefield.
Yeah, that's so cool. You mentioned your own. You have a video team. You guys do your own video stuff. I mean, the Prospector is the only theater that I go to where I actually make sure I go for the ads because I love seeing all those videos. Right. What are other ways that you involve yourself in the community and make sure that the community is involved with you guys, and how do you guys create that relationship?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the joys of having a movie theater is that there's constantly new content coming out, right, every couple of weeks. And so based on the movies that are coming out, we can choose to either partner with the library, right? If it's a movie that was based on a book. A perfect example that we did, one of our sponsors, Mulvaney Plumbing, when we had the Mario movie, we dressed them up as Mario and Luigi.
That's fun.
Right? So we'll use our video production team to include sponsors and community members. Just being open and being a beacon of hope in the town, I think goes a long way. A lot of the money that is paid to prospects that live in town is put back into Main Street, and we shop local. We're getting our apartments here. We're getting our cars here. But the town of Richfield has been phenomenal. It's a very cultural town, right? So we've gotten a lot of great support from the town of Richfield and everybody here. It's a young town where and we like kids buying concessions. So it's a lot of nonprofits, a lot of arts nonprofits, but we all work together and everybody is looking out for each other.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I guess kind of like the flip side of that, in the 068 magazine, Prospector was voted as one of the Reader's Choice Awards. Like, what do you think is it about the Prospector that like draws the community in? Because it's definitely like, I always hear people talking about it. Everyone comes here. Like, it's definitely a very like
it's
part of the community.
It's the mission and then it's the sparkle. When you come here, you're not just seeing a movie, right? You're seeing people with disabilities sparkle and shine. You're having a wonderful, what we call Pink Glove experience, Pink Glove service. And our mission, I think, is very approachable to everybody. Everybody, I believe that there's a disability representation in almost every family, whether it's a direct family member or maybe a friend. And it's one of the only communities that you can enter in at any point in your life, right? At any point in your future, you could have a disability. And so I think it's a universal mission, and we do it in such a public way. Again, we are, debunking stereotypes. We're making videos, and people come in here, and a lot of times they'll say, I thought you had this mission, I'm not seeing it. And they're not seeing it because we do it so well. We're matching a person's passion with a profession. And when you do that, you get a wonderful employee, and then you get a wonderful business result. So obviously it's also a visually gorgeous building with all the chandelier, and all the artwork, the pink wallpaper. But I think most importantly, it's the experience that you have. It's the ushers going in front of the theater and giving a welcoming speech before every movie. It's the cutout boards in the lobby, the balloon arches, the costumed, dress up in costumes for opening. It's a whole experience. So I think that's kind of probably what sticks with people. Yeah,
definitely. In the next 5-10, what's your kind of vision for the future? Where do you want this to go?
We see our future with popcorn and gourmet popcorn, right? So a movie theater is not replicable. It's a very expensive industry. It's, again, a tumultuous industry. A lot of movies are going straight to streaming. A lot of movies are sharing release dates with streaming platforms. And we're probably doing about 80% of what we did pre-pandemic. So we've always said we don't want to be, we don't want another company's product to determine our future, which is how a movie theater is, right? If the movies are good, people will show up. If the movies are not good or there's not much coming out, then you don't have business. So we want our gourmet popcorn to grow and be in every store, and in every city and every state. And one, it shows that it doesn't have to be a movie theater for our mission to work. It could be a popcorn company, it could be a garden, it could be a cafe. So I think the future is twofold, where we want to be able to support the business through selling our popcorn, but then the fact that we're selling it and people are looking at the popcorn and reading our story and tasting it in California and Texas and Florida, maybe we'll inspire some businesses there and some entrepreneurs there to adopt our mission, right? We want more employers doing what we're doing. We need more employers doing what we're doing. We often hear, and it's nice that parents will say, when my child is of working age, I want them to work at the Prospector, and it's a nice thing to hear. But we don't want to be the only ones that are doing it 10 years from now. So the Prospector Theater will always be here. We'll always be showing movies. I think the growth will be with our gourmet popcorn, and then hopefully through the gourmet popcorn we'll start to help others realize that they can do this too.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down. I really appreciate you taking the time.
course.
And
Thank you, Dylan.
of course. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking.